Well, it was a busy summer for Dr. Green. Our superintendent joined President Barack Obama and more than 60 other big city public school districts from across the country in a pledge to improve the academic and school outcomes of boys and young men of color. It was a part of the July 21st Council of the Great City Schools at the White House.
It was just very, very meaningful, particularly at this historic time with an African-American president who cares deeply about what happens to men of color, whether they be African-American, whether they be Asian, whether they be Hispanic, what's happening with them and how do we make sure that we reverse some of the trend lines that we're seeing, and a commitment not only from the education community, some of the biggest school districts and urban school districts in the country coming together and pledging their support, but the NBA stepping forward.
Another member of the school district was in the presence of the president this summer as well. 2014 Paseo graduate and former KCPS-TV anchor Kimberly Chexnader received a press pass to cover President Obama's recent visit to Kansas City. This is video she recorded as the president exited the plane and greeted Kansas City Mayor Sly James and Congressman Emanuel Cleaver. Kimberly stood on the tarmac with local and national reporters as President Obama made his way over to greet the crowd. He took time to shake hands and take pictures with some Kansas City residents before his motorcade took off. The next day, Kimberly was at the Uptown Theater as President Obama gave his speech to the local audience.
So we can focus on making our economy even better. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. Kansas City, back in the Midwest. And I have to say, I love these old theaters. I mean, they are unbelievable. This is just gorgeous. It is good to see Governor Jay Nixon here today. Congressman Emanuel Cleaver's here. Congressman Lindsey Clay is here. Mayor Sly James is here. And you're here. All of you are here.
After the speech, Kimberly interviewed two local youths about the economy and whether or not they felt optimistic about the future.
Well, you know, it was really interesting first to hear him speak and hear his view on everything that's going on, but I think it's important for all the people that are younger in our generation to be engaged in the economy, to be engaged in politics, and I think that hearing the president speak is a great way to get lots of people involved, lots of people to hear the message. Because we are the next generation of what's going to happen in politics. If people have a problem with what's going on in politics right now, I think that if we have a generation of people that are disengaged and don't care about what's happening, it's only going to get worse. We are the future of what's going to happen. I think one thing that he talked about during his speech that I found particularly interesting is the fact that our production of gas and oil here in the United States, our energy production, has a lot of potential. And I think that our use of wind energy, our use of solar energy, our ways of producing that type of energy and exporting that, using it here in the United States, becoming self-sufficient, those are ways that we can productively encourage our economy to grow and increase jobs here. Kind of a combination, because I think that the U.S. government as a whole that has not done a very good job the last few years, certainly. I think that Obama has done a very good job of setting aside some things that really need to get done. And if Congress hasn't finished those, has made sure that he makes it a priority to get it done. For example, you talked a little bit earlier about the student loan rate, and it's something that he passed through in a memorandum if he had to get it done. So I think that while the government as a whole may not be getting it done, he's doing a good job to make sure we can fight for it.
Well, I think seeing President Obama is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I saw him on his campaign tour in 2008, and I thought it was really great to see him I really jumped at the chance to see him again. I think it's really important that young people get involved in politics and are informed citizens, so I just was so excited to come see him. A big part of being an American is being informed and voting and, you know, becoming involved in the choices that we make in the democratic process. So I think it's important to start practicing that at a young age. I mean, I think we're going to be the ones who need to help the economy recover more. We need to work on loans and healthcare and, you know, just fixing the economy in general. And again, being informed is a huge part of that.